In this video, I'm breaking down how to make thumbnails that people click. I'll show you what to include, how to use text and colors, and I'll walk you through real examples of thumbnails that performed really well. And I'll explain exactly why they worked. Plus, I'm revealing our 12 best performing thumbnails. We use this thumbnail psychology to generate over $100,000 for one client. So why should you listen to me? I've worked with over 20 business owners, helping them grow and get clients on YouTube. The strategy I'm sharing is what we use with each one of them to get results. Most people obsess over CTR, that's like click-through rate. That's the percentage of people who've clicked a video out of everyone YouTube showed it to. So it seems perfect to obsess over that, right? So that's actually completely wrong. And here's the proof. Video 1, 11,000 views with a low CTR, way below 2%. Video 2, 1,300 views with a 10.5 CTR, which is actually considered high. Same channel. So why did the first video get 10x more views with a worse click-through rate? When YouTube shows a video to tons of people, a big percentage won't be interested. It got a lower CTR because fewer people clicked out of everyone who saw it. When YouTube only shows a video to a few people, a much bigger percentage will be interested and click. You get a higher CTR because YouTube is only showing it to subscribers and loyal fans who click at higher rates. But even with lower CTRs, more views. That's why CTR alone doesn't tell you if a thumbnail works. Before we even talk about other metrics, let's talk about targeting. A thumbnail can be beautiful, simple, high CTR, and still fail if it's targeting the wrong people. Here's what I mean. I was working with our thumbnail designer on a video targeting a B2C audience. B2C is regular consumers, everyday people. He put a Stripe screenshot in the thumbnail. The problem is B2C people don't know what Stripe is. They know PayPal, they know Cash App, they know Zelle. So the thumbnail targeted the wrong audience with the wrong icons and the wrong visual language. This matters because thumbnail affects watch time, not just clicks. If the thumbnail attracts the wrong people and sends them to the video, they'll just click off fast. Watch time drops and YouTube stops pushing your video. So before anything else, is the thumbnail speaking the language of the right audience? Right icons for the right people? Right proof for the right market? Right visual references they actually recognize? Get this wrong, everything else doesn't matter. Look at these three things together. The views, how the actual video performed, and the click-through rate impressions. How many people YouTube actually showed it to? Here's example 1. High views, high impression, low CTR. That means the thumbnail is probably good. YouTube pushed it to tons of people, so CTR dropped, but you still got views. Now here's the next example. Low views, low impression, high CTR. Thumbnail is probably good. There's a different reason for bad performance. Probably the topic or title was off. Here's the next example. Low CTR and low impressions below 5%, the thumbnail probably needs work. So don't judge based on one metric, look at all three. Thumbnail plus title equals result. There's no such thing as just the thumbnail or just the title. They work together. When you create a thumbnail, the first thing you look at is your title. People check the thumbnail first, catches their eye, and then they read the title, which makes it clear what the video is about. The thumbnail suggests the topic and the title explains it in detail. Simplicity always wins, and the biggest mistake I see is overcomplicating the thumbnails. People look at the thumbnails for half a second, maybe 1 second max. They don't have time to read sentences or understand complex visuals. They should get the point by glancing at it. Look at Alex Hermosi's thumbnails. Super simple, easy to understand. You get the point instantly. Compare that to the thumbnails with tons of different text, icon, complex visuals. It's hard to understand at a glance. Which one do you think works better? The simple one, obviously. Text and colors. Since people spend only half to 1 second looking, they won't read the sentences. Maximum 4 words on your thumbnails. Fewer is better. Instead of words, deliver the message visually. Show, don't tell. Don't use 4 to 6 different words. Keep it simple, use 2-3 strong contrasting colors. Make all text and icons big and visible. Thumbnails are tiny, especially on phones. Your thumbnails should catch the eye, suggest the topic, complete the title, not repeat it, be easy to understand, show rather than tell, and contain 4 words or less. Use 2-3 strong contrasting colors, make everything big and visible. Example 1. This is for a title called Simple Go High Level Automations. What works? 3 words, simple high level automation. PayPal notifications showing $200 payments, create proof, and money in hand suggests tangible result. Green teal in the background made it pop. So here's the next example. Cold email, $86,000 monthly sales. So what made this thumbnail work? So it showed the exact revenue numbers, $86,000. They had this gear icons to show automation systems. And then it had this graph trending up that showed growth. This surprised expression on his face creates this curiosity. And we use this purple background to make everything stand out. And here's the next example. What made this work? We use this iceberg visual to show that there's more beneath the surface. And all the labels above the water, content creation, email marketing, etc. So do this for you. Arrow pointing down creates curiosity about what's hidden, and the surprise face amplifies the message. Before we get into more examples, if you want us to handle your entire YouTube setup, thumbnail scripting, editing, SEO, and you want 10 to 30 qualified sales calls coming in every month, there's a link in the description. Watch the 4-minute video there. We do everything. You just record for 2 to 3 hours per month. Now look at more thumbnails that work. Why it works. It's showing a clear revenue number, $10,000, arrows pointing to the result, and there's a graph showing growth. And finally, there's him with the pointing gesture saying, you can do this. We've used yellow and green color here to make a contrast. And there's just 2 words, SMMA services. Now here's the next thumbnail. Now here's why it works. These specific numbers actually create curiosity, and there's a professional appearance which is leading to credibility. Now, this large text that we have over here is really easy to read. Simple, one concept, and a dog background that makes the white text pop. Here's the next one. A to Z tells you that it's a complete end-to-end video. And then the upwards arrow shows growth and success. And then him smiling leads to a positive outcome. Go High Level logo that's visible to show exactly what he's talking about. And we've highlighted only 2 words, A to Z walkthrough. Here's the next one. Now we're showing a transformation story of a pastor to an entrepreneur. Put a specific revenue number with the Bible in the background that tells the story. Now, visually green money color on the text creates curiosity about how. Here's the next one. The Google Maps background, which shows it's for local business context. And we've crossed out SaaS mode that shows there's a better way. On steroids says amplified results. And we use yellow text to grab attention and to contrast this thumbnail. Next one, why this works. So we've actually used 2 cards showing comparison. Like before, we've got specific revenue numbers, and we got a logo placement that reinforces the platform. And we finally have him pointing gestures that direct attention towards where we want the eyes to go. We used a green gradient background to make everything pop. So here's the next one. Red circle with a slash. To avoid this, do this instead. Creates curiosity and shows what not to do. With his hands on his head, actually creates a sense of frustration and realization, solves the problem visually. Now this is the next one. How we've kept this over here. We've put the money stack to show the financial result, and we've showed that it targets the beginners as the target audience, and then it shows steps plus checklist that actually promises a structure in the entire video. And then finally, we've used yellow and green contrasting colors to make the whole thumbnail come alive. And here's the next one. Here's a graph showing growth trajectory. Of course, we have put the revenue in the top right. The best creates curiosity. And now we've actually given him an expression of fist bump to show excitement, victory. And then finally, we're using this red downward line versus the blue upward line to show him choosing the winners. We've made this really simple. So why does this work? We've got a scroll with a secret stamp, and we've got the money exchange in the background. We used the color green to highlight the cell to make the whole thing pop, and then a check mark and approval showing this is a success. So the mystery around the secret is what actually makes this thumbnail work. Now here's the next one. We've actually shown the website screenshots. So, and then arrow points to the solution. Is always about redirecting the attention of the eye and how you want to make it focus. And then finally, in terms of the text, we've used the multicolored text. We've used yellow, blue, green, every single thing that I've been saying so far in terms of colors. And then it's actually a technical topic shown visually. So this is something that we went a little creative for. So we've got the chef hat costume to show like it's at the restaurant niche. And then we've used a review screenshot to show social proof. And then the word land in yellow, making it stand out. Okay gesture to show it's actually easy and achievable. And then finally, a plate in the hand showing he's serving it to clients. What not to do. Number one, it repeats the title. The thumbnail just says what the title says. Why this fails? Because there's too much text that tells instead of showing, and they've not used any visual element. Now here's the next example. Overcomplicated is too messy, too many icons, arrows, text elements. Why this is actually failing is because it's overwhelming to look at the text and the icons are way too small and you can't understand it at a glance, especially when it's on YouTube and it's like this small and tiny on your phone. You won't be able to make sense of it. Maximum 4 words that we need to be used in every single thumbnails. Numbers don't count as words. So 3 steps is only 1 word because 3 is a number. This lets you pack more information while keeping it simple. Here are some examples of how you can use. 3 steps is still 1 word. 50K a month is still 1 word. 5 ways is still 1 word. Use bright backgrounds when possible. We split tested this and the bright background always outperform the dark ones. So stick to 2-3 strong contrasting colors. It's like for example, red plus green, it shows transformation. Blue and orange, it creates trust plus energy. Black and yellow, attention grabbing. I love yellow. Especially when it comes to thumbnails, it's actually performing really, really well. Now don't mix 5-6 different colors because it makes it look really messy. Try to make colors work together to tell the story visually. But here's a bad example. Writing quit your job as text is not good. Here's a good example. Putting someone in a professional tie represents a job visually. Here's the bad example. Writing make money. Here's how you fix it. Starting a Stripe or PayPal screenshot with revenue. Here's a bad way to do it. Writing actually grow your business. And the good way to do it is to show a green upward graph. Keep asking yourself, is there a better way that I can show this instead of writing it? If it's yes, then just show it. So after you post a video, check these 3 metrics together. Views, did people watch? Then check the impression. Did YouTube push it? Finally check the CTR. Did people click? And now here are some good performance patterns. High views, high impressions, and low CTR. No problem. The thumbnail works and YouTube pushed it really wide. Next one, low views, low impression plus high CTR. The thumbnail actually works. Topic or title might need a little bit of work. Here's what bad performance looks like. Low impression, low CTR, under 5%. This shows that the thumbnail needs work. Thumbnails aren't just pretty pictures. They are the first part of your sales funnel. A good thumbnail gets the click, pre-qualifies the viewers and sets expectations, and it builds curiosity and then works with the title to tell a complete story. A bad thumbnail wastes all your hard work on the video. You can have the best content in the world. If nobody clicks it, doesn't matter. Now you know everything we use to create thumbnails that generate over $100,000 in revenue for clients. Most people watch this and they'll do nothing. They'll keep making the same thumbnails and wondering why their videos didn't perform. The top performers will implement this today and they'll remake their thumbnails using these principles. And they'll see their CTR and views increase within days. Which one are you? If you want to see more examples and access to all these thumbnail files, click the first link in the description. You'll get the full document with all the examples. And if you want us to build the entire YouTube sales funnel, including thumbnails, scripts, editing, SEO, everything, when we add 10 to 30 qualified calls every month, click the link in the description and watch the 4-minute video. We handle everything. You just record for 2 to 3 hours per month. We do the rest. This is how you turn YouTube into a client acquisition machine. If you got value from this, leave a like and subscribe. Then check out this video on screen right now where I break down the complete YouTube strategy. I'll see you on the next one.